We do have AI features in here, though, as I'm sure you're quite aware. Transcription, which does what it says on the tin, transcribes speech into text. Outlines, which effectively analyzes the transcript and breaks it down into different sections or chapters. We also have a quizzing tool in here that we call Quiz Me. And more recently, we've also added a formulas element into this, which is an AI-powered tool. And the formulas and equations actually works across all three of the other ones. So we can identify and utilize fully formatted formulas within the transcript, outlines, and Quiz Me tool now. So they're all of the functions we've got in there. And they're all there for a reason. They all are there to support the way that people learn. So when we look at what Sammy was talking about, trying to reduce the cognitive load, in this environment now, if you knew that you were going to get a transcript of everything that I was saying, you wouldn't have to worry about, I need to write all of this down, I'm going to forget it all. And that really frees up that working memory so you can think a little bit more about what I'm saying and maybe ask questions, etc. But a transcript is a really big thing, especially like an hour-long class or even longer, a 2-hour, 3-hour-long class. If you've ever seen a transcript of that amount of audio, it's huge. It's pages and pages. So that's why we have our outline function, because it just helps you to make a little bit more sense of the different topics that were discussed. But what it doesn't do is just give you the set of notes. It still requires you to do that, because we don't want to replace that synthesis that we know is absolutely required if you're wanting to learn this stuff. And then when it comes to testing and finding out, do you know this, which I think Sammy touched on very well earlier, that's why we have the quizzing tool in here. We want you to be able to practice that active recall and test your knowledge on that information. That's the only way you're going to figure out and realize whether you know this or not. So all of the functions that we've got in here are absolutely there for a purpose. It's also probably important to say that this is very much in line with those guidelines that just came out. And just to point out, you're going to get the slides for this afterwards. I would encourage you to go and look at it. It came out, I think it was the second week in January. And we were planning to do this webinar series before we saw that, but it was kind of the perfect time, really, because it's showing that government's starting to take this stuff seriously. And because of the way we force people to still have effort and friction in here, we're not de-skilling students. We're not just giving them the final answers. We're not giving them the notes. The other thing that we're really big on is transparency. I've got a link here into our AI policy. If you're ever curious what powers our transcript function, our outline feature, the Quiz Me tool, it's all documented. So you know exactly what tools are powering these things. And last but not least, one for any IT people on the call, it's really important to know that any of the data that Genio Notes users input into the tool and transcripts, etc., they're not getting shipped off to train all of these models. That's a really, really important thing. Privacy and data security is obviously of the utmost importance in an educational setting. So again, if you want to see the details of all that, go and read our AI policy. It's all there for you.